We are making Bánh Xèo, which are savory Vietnamese crepes. They look like this.
And this is the words. Bánh Xèo.
Okay, so you need this generic package that usually comes with turmeric to turn it yellow. And then my mom says you definitely need this second kind that is the extra crispy powder that you kind of supplement the two together to make one batter.
Right.
Instead of just water, Mom uses a room temperature beer and coconut water.
And then also some water.
But it's not an exact science.
Right.
So Mom's going to show us how she makes the batter.
Okay, so they say that with just this bag, you need 3 cups of water and 1 bowl of coconut milk. So we're gonna do that. And then
So one whole package.
1 whole packet with the turmeric.
But I spilled some, so Mom's gonna have to supplement. Sorry.
All the turmeric in there. And then pretend this is a whole bag. It's not, but a whole bag of that. And then, so now I know that I need 4 cups of liquid. Right?
Okay. Even though it's not quite a whole bag.
Yeah, so this is 10 ounces of liquid. So that's...
So coconut water, not coconut milk.
Right, because I think the fat, I don't like coconut milk. I don't use coconut milk, so I use coconut water. And a whole thing of beer, and this thing is 12 ounce. So that's 12 times plus 10 is
22 ounces of liquid.
22 ounce.
For 1.5 packages.
So that is 2 and...
Oh, you're asking this child?
16 plus 8, 16 plus 4, so it's 2.5 cups. So I need another 1.5 cup of water. So since I don't know where all my measuring cups went, we're just gonna wing it.
Sounds about right.
This is 10 ounce. So then you do that. Stir it up really well.
With a whisk or a fork? Okay.
I normally just use chopsticks, but you know, I just want to show you that you know, do whatever you want. But
sure.
Chopsticks is my mind. But here we go. Then 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 and 2, and then some onion, and let it sit for about at least 30 minutes, up to 2 hours.
And what does that do?
It's just let the flour does its thing.
Sure, Mom.
That's what I was told to do, so
Okay,
I noticed
so
that
proofing
if I...
or percolating or whatever.
Yeah.
My brother's coming in 20 minutes, so half an hour it is.
Yep, half an hour it is. Yep, that's it.
And then more turmeric. So
More
it
turmeric.
should be about what color? The same color as the packaging?
About like consistent, like...
It should look like an omelet. Right?
Yeah, like a light omelet. Okay.
All right, that's the batter.
So so normally you only get 3 slices of meat per bánh xèo, but I normally doubled that. And I added salt, garlic powder, and black pepper to my meat. And
Same to the shrimp?
No salt to the shrimp. Shrimp's already salty by itself. So I just added some black pepper to it. And I cut the shrimp in half because then it'll lay better on the thin crepe.
Okay.
Okay? And so now we're
Okay.
gonna
And then you've got green onion, white onion,
and
bean sprouts, enoki mushrooms.
and that's it.
Okay,
For,
and then
for
the
filling, the batter.
The batter is still just
sitting
resting.
there resting.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
So now we're gonna
you
cook
need
the
2 going at a time, 4 if you've got a big enough stove and are brave, but 2 is the most we usually do.
Yep, and now we're gonna cook the meat and the shrimp separately first.
Okay. So if you par cook the shrimp and the meat, it makes it easier to get everything crispy and
Well, I do that so it doesn't take so long.
okay, since you have to do it in batches.
Yeah, I'll do it in batches so it doesn't, it's not like customizing every one.
Okay.
And that's why I do it. My grandmother would not like it because she believed in customizing every one.
And we believe in efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, so time to saute the protein.
So just time to saute the protein. Yep. Oil.
Okay, it's about half a capful of oil.
Yeah, about a half.
Heat on high.
Heat on high.
Okay, the pork is mostly cooked, just a little pink. The shrimp is just a little under so that it can finish cooking in the crepe. The batter is, I don't know, it doesn't look any different than it did in the beginning. But it'll be like a test pancake to see if it's right.
It feels thin.
Are there any other kinds of batters you would compare it to? So you know the consistency?
It would be consistent to what a crepe batter would be.
Okay.
So if you were to make pancakes, you would probably, like add double the water when you make crepe or more water when you make crepe. So it's consistent to that.
Okay.
Okay? Pour it. And shrimp. Like I said, they normally do 3 pieces of meat and 2 pieces of shrimp.
Yeah, don't be shocked when you order it at a restaurant and you're like, it's just onions and bean sprouts. Because that's usually what happens.
Yeah. But not in this house.
Why waste the calories? So you've got the onions, green onion, bean sprouts, and mushrooms that are going to join the little stir fry.
So I put the white onion in here. So, because I don't like my onions raw. So I kind of cook it with and then I add the batter.
Okay.
And the xào in the bánh xèo come from the sizzling noise the batter makes when it hits the pot, the pan. Yep.
And bun is bread.
Or any kind of pastry.
Okay. So crispy pastry.
And then while it's doing that, we just add some mushrooms.
Those aren't traditional, right?
Nope, not traditional.
Okay.
Bean sprouts and green onion. And
So you just make it look like a pizza.
Yep, and you lower the heat so that it will continue to cook and get crispy without burning. So now you lower the heat to halfway.
Okay, so high to finish cooking the protein and onions.
And then
cut
have
it.
that sizzling in the
okay.
pot, and then you cut the heat to half.
Okay, so it'll
that
finish cooking.
Could finish cooking and be crispy.
And how do you know that it's done? In a pancake, there's bubbles that rise to the top, but
it's done when the batter looks like it's all cooked. See how it's
cooked.
wet right now? It will be dry when it's cooked.
And it kind of pulls away from the pan a little bit, right?
Yeah, and then it will get brown at the bottom. Okay?
All right.
Okay, that's it.
So, Mom, your best memories of Bánh Xèo?
My grandmother, well, in Vietnam, whenever it rains, my grandmother would want to have Bánh Xèo.
Really?
For some
Does the
reason,
crispiness cheer her up?
she loves having bánh xèo when it rains, because when it rains you really can't do much outside, so you spend a lot of time indoor. What are you gonna do? So this meal could take 3-4 hours to cook.
Especially if you have a big family.
Yep, and then the family hang out and eat and take turn eating, and so the whole process takes 3 to 4 hours. But in Vietnam, you don't get to buy a package, pre-packaged. You have to grind the rice to make the rice flour.
She made her own rice flour?
Well, my grandmother didn't. She paid somebody to do that.
Do they do it in a pestle and mortar? How do they do it?
There is some kind of a machine that does that, that grinds
So they
the
mill
rice.
it themselves?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then my grandmother, who is fairly privileged, so she would buy all the fixing, and then she'll pay the person that makes the bánh xèo for the family by letting her cook. So half of it goes to my grandmother's and our family, and the other half the person take home and cook for their family.
Oh, so she gave them ingredients to make it.
Yeah, and that's her.
So
payment.
she bartered.
Yeah, that's her payment. Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm. But this is how crispy it should look. A little crispier than that, but look, it's dry
Uniformly
and dry, and it's not. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yep. So it needs to cook a little bit more, but I think the batter is absolutely perfect.
Cool.
So we're gonna make a second one over here. Okay.
We figured out one pan was warped, so we're doing it in a smaller pan, so Kian can get the big one since he's starving, and I'll eat a little tiny one. Okay, so no rushing the bánh xèo.
No
Just
rushing the bánh
babysit
xèo,
it,
yep.
but don't overwork it because then it won't.
It won't
Be
stay.
crispy.
Yeah. Mhm.
The oil in the batter helps keep it from sticking too. So the bánh xèo comes out nice and crispy. My brother learned in Vietnam that if you use spring roll wrappers, you can wrap everything up and it's way less of a mess. So the same spring roll wrappers that you use for bánh tráng, then the same vegetables go in. There's lettuce, cilantro, Thai basil, fresh mint, and then this little green that is a part of the bok choy family. It's got like a little broccoli kind of growth on it. Pull it off the big stem, just take the leaves and wash it, and then can wrap it up. Wrap it tight like a burrito. There you go. And then we dip it into the same soy sauce mixture that we used for bánh tráng. It's 3/4 soy sauce, 1/4 water, a drizzle of sesame oil. Did you put anything else in it, Kian?
Sriracha and togarashi.
Sriracha and togarashi. That's about how we usually doctor it up for pretty much every Vietnamese food. Mom, we're supposed to eat it with fish sauce, but none of us kids like it. So. No favorite.
I remember one time we had 15 people over, and Mom was cooking the entire time, and everyone was like, "Mom, you have to sit down. You have to eat eventually," and she just never did. And she cooked for everyone, and then ate by herself at the end.
That used to happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She got a little better about being able to take a break and sit down and at least eat one with us. But that's the issue with the meal. It's delicious and it's awesome, but they're hard to keep crispy, so you can't really cook them in advance and keep them in the oven. It's better if you've got more people to help man the stove and take turns. Did we ever offer? We probably didn't offer. I know, they're so good, we didn't want to. Okay, so the batter has been sitting for about an hour and 15 minutes, so it is definitely a better consistency now. You kind of want to feel like crepe batter. And this guy is almost there. So I have 2 minutes left. You can see there's some parts that are just a little under, but it's browning around the edges. You don't have to have a spatula the size of a small pizza, but it definitely helps. This thing is massive. Alright, that is a perfectly cooked Bánh I'm super pumped. Okay, so dunk your spring roll in super hot water and it gets soft like a tortilla. Then lettuce, pile on the herbs, take the basil off the stem because you can't eat the woody stem, it's pretty gross.
Very good, Lisa.
And then a little piece of the crepe. I accidentally broke this one trying to move it. Okay, wrap like a burrito. Put everything on the end. Tuck an end. And then dip in sauce and enjoy. My mom doesn't do that. She just like loads up a lettuce leaf with the pieces and rolls it. But it's messy and annoying, so we don't mess with that anymore.